So I got a new card deck, as title has suggested. I got the StarDragons Oracle deck. Pretty nice. These cards are a lot darker, so I might have problems with the autofocus a little bit. I don't know. But I was thinking we could do a very small, hopefully small this time, since I've used these cards before now. Hopefully I can do a small little mini, like, zodiac reading. So yes, here's an example of how the cards look. It's very nice, very cool, but like each card is kind of dark like that. I think the brightest card might be this one, in all honesty. But like, they're really pretty. They're really nice. They have like really strong fucking energy. Like, holy shit. Like, you have no idea how strong the energies of these cards were. So Monday, I do my like week ahead readings on Twitter, and I used these cards for that because it's like, well, I just got these cards. Let's try them out before I use them live because I don't want to make sure all fucking weird, you know? And oh my god, I pulled 2 cards, I think, per like zodiac group. So fire, water, earth, air, you know? And oh my god, it gave me so much like information. So yeah, and I don't have the guidebook for this because it's supposed to be a digital guidebook kind of thing, and the digital guidebook is not actually available for whatever reason, so there's that. So it is all intuition, which granted I prefer doing it intuitional when I have oracles, so I'm just gonna pull hopefully 1 card and hopefully not talk for like 3 hours per freaking zodiac, because that's a lot. So, you know, since Valentine's Day, which, hi, Valentine's Day is my birthday, so since Valentine's Day is Monday, and I'm not gonna do another stream until after Valentine's Day, let's actually do something that's kind of in theme with this week for once instead of just generic. And let us do what Valentine's Day might entail for you. So it's not going to be a love reading specifically, or even generally, really. It's just going to be kind of like a how is that day going to go for you? Like a week ahead kind of prediction kind of thing. So just maybe what you need to hear around like the Valentine's Day spirit and things like that, with all this love going around and every fucking company being like, are you in a relationship? No, then you suck, you know. Ooh, this is very Valentine's Day-y looking. I've never actually seen this card. So there's some cards I've never seen before, so doing these is gonna take me a little bit because, again, I've used these cards only once so far, so there's 33 cards and I've seen like 10 of them. So this is reminding me of Aquarius and air signs because purple reminds me of air. I think that's actually a correlation. I can't remember. I digress. Purple reminds me of air. So this is going to go for air signs. I'm going to do it that way this time. A little different. So this is tranquility, harmonious in action. Get a little close up. Ooh. Okay, so purple hair, purple sparkles. The girl is actually kind of wearing a little tiny bit of a semi-risque outfit to fit a lot of focus again. No, not really. I'm shaky and these cards are dark. But you did get to see it once, so that's good. So, tranquility. Harmonious in action. So that's kind of making me feel... Sorry, back pain. That's gonna be happening all damn day. So harmonious in action. And not in action, but in action is one word. Basically, harmonious, not action. Like, don't act. Be harmonious, calm down, don't act so much. So, with Valentine's Day and everything telling you love, 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 romantic, this is kind of making me feel like it's telling air signs, you know, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, you don't need all that shit. You don't need to have that pressure. You're fine. Sorry, I'm making sure everything's okay over there. So, you know, it's kind of telling me, like, you don't need to take action. You don't need to be like, I need to find someone. I need to do this. I need to do that. This, I need, do. You don't need to do anything. You can have that harmonious, fun times in your life without... Come on. Bing bong. Looky look. You could have everything you want without having to have someone in your life. You know, you don't need to have that, like, a significant other, that, like, romantic endeavor. You don't need that. You're fine. If you have that, that's great. But you also don't need to constantly prove yourself to them, prove everything or anything to them, necessarily. You know, tranquility. So maybe take the day of Valentine's Day or the rest of this week leading up to Valentine's Day to kind of, like, relax. Maybe do some self-love, self-care, you know? Like, screw what, like, society deems, like, what Valentine's Day is all about, which is, like, love. Like, boiled down, Valentine's Day is just love. It's not about, like, romantic. It's not about romance. It's just about love. Platonic love, romantic love. There's other types of love. I don't remember what the words are, but still, like, it's not about romance and, like, romantic endeavors and other things. It's not about that. It's about loving yourself, loving others, and giving to others, and loving. It's just about love in general. So if you don't have someone in your life, or you don't have, like, a Valentine or whatever, one, my birthday's on Valentine's Day, so if you don't have a Valentine, hi, I'm a Valentine. I am in the embodiment of being an Valentine. That is a joke, in case you couldn't tell, because I know I said that weird. I digress. So, air signs, you don't need someone, and if you have someone, you don't need to constantly do shit for them. And if there's someone that feels like you need to constantly do shit for them, maybe you need to talk to them. Maybe you need to sit down with them and talk to them, because maybe they value your actions more than, you know, you as a person. Acts of service is great, and it can be a love language, but there is a such thing as too much, you know? So, I'm really just getting, like, you know, self-care. Care for yourself. Instead of doing everything for everyone else, do something for you. So that was air signs. Let's see what other cards are gonna pop out and make me think of a different sign. What is Valentine's Day going to entail for the signs? These cards are really weird. Like, I'll shuffle them like hand shuffling like this, and then I'll shuffle them with the, like, bridge kind of thing. I can't do the actual, like, bridge, but still. And then I shuffle them, like, hand-wise again. And then I have to shuffle them usually, like, proper shuffle, I guess. And then the cards will finally give me a card. You know, it's weird. I guess that's fine. Probably said that. My brain is not thoroughly here. Okay, come on. Ooh. Well, you almost gave me a card. It was this card, wasn't it? Ooh. Ooh, this is difficult. What does this make me feel like and think of? Taste. Okay. Oh, I keep spinning. That's why I'm saying stay. Sorry. I mean, it's giving me more mystic and water vibes. There we go. So this, persistence. Alright, that's what I said. Yeah, legacy, which is persistence. Cover up my face and then I'll actually autofocus. I know these cards are so dark. It doesn't like to focus on the cards. But there we go. Okay. Sorry if you can't actually see that thoroughly. I digress. So, legacy and persistence. Rude. People are yelling outside. Rude. Okay. So, your legacy. You have to be persistent in your legacy. Since I am doing this mostly about, like, Valentine's Day in general, this, and not necessarily love, just how Valentine's Day could go for you in general. What's the energy for Valentine's Day for, in this case, the water signs? So your legacy and persistence. I feel like your legacy when it comes to like love in general is something that you are persistent about. You feel like it's important. Or actuality, yes, but it's not like the end all be all in your life, you know? So with this legacy and the persistence that you have to seek out what you desire, I feel as though, because Valentine's Day is so surrounded by love and romance, you are persistent about either trying to find someone in your life, or that you're trying to keep that person that you already have in your life. So you're being persistent with them, and persistent and persistent. Maybe you're pushing them a little too much. It feels like you're pushing them maybe a little too much. You're being too persistent. Your legacy of being in a relationship and being with that person, because maybe family even, I'm getting that kind of vibe too, it's okay. Like, you don't need that, like, validation, that's the word. You don't need that validation. You don't. You're fine. You don't need to have like someone in your life. Boop, boop. Here we go. I digress. So with water signs, it feels as though you're being too persistent right now with endeavors of love. General kind of love. Could even be a friend, could be family, could be anything. But it feels like maybe family or friends or you yourself are putting pressure on yourself to be persistent, to have that legacy of always being in a relationship, being in that one happy relationship, one and only kind of true love kind of thing. When, again, I feel like there's that thing of you need to stop and take care of yourself for that little bit, instead of push yourself and push yourself and push yourself and be persistent, be persistent. You're being too persistent. So you need to just love yourself. Again, this is going to be probably a theme throughout everything, but you need to just take that step. Water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You need to take that step back. Have that like love in your life, in your heart. But understand that you don't need to have another person in your life for you to be whole. You are whole on your own. You have your own legacy. Being romantically involved with someone is not your only legacy or your only like steps to legacy, if that made sense. It does make sense, but it's not exactly what I wanted to say, but it still makes sense. Hello, little old lady. By little old lady, I mean there's a cat. She's like 15, 13, 12. She's old. Okie dokie. Let us see. I did air signs, and then I did water signs. So let's see. Hello, little Krista. How are you? So let us see. The cards want to say for any of the other signs. Let us look. Let us look. Oh, lovey-dovey, Krista. Card wanted to come out, but card decided not to come out. Card went, you know what? No. I'm gonna stay right here. Okay, that was a loud shuffle. Apologies. Because the mic is like right next to where I shuffle. I know I need to figure out a new mic situation, but can't right now. I don't know where else to put it. It's as far as it can go, so I'll have to deal with it. Come on, give me a card. Let's see, what is the general message, theme, anything in regards to Valentine's Day, which is coming up, which again, it is my birthday. Valentine's Day is my birthday. Yeah, well, give me something good. Oh god. Okay, this card was trying to come out, but it didn't come out. Ooh, fire sign. This is what that's making me think of. Symbolism of fire kind of things. Choice. Understanding consequences. Oh, come on, I know I'm shaky. Do the autofocus. Thank you. Did I focus on it, like, immediately autofocus out? Probably. I digress. There it is! Okie dokie. So, choice. Understanding consequences. This is reminding me of fire signs because of a Tesmug. I know I'm shaky, so I make it move so it doesn't load. Load. Do the autofocus. There you go, the smoke on the dragon's head. You saw it for a second. So, fire signs, choice, understanding consequences. Okay, now with the theme of Valentine's Day, this is very much so. By the way, this is like a new deck, so I have to kind of like the wind tide of deeper. Didn't make sense. That wasn't even a sentence. I digress. Let's see, there's a lot of dragons. I don't know if they're all connected into like one big old mother dragon, kind of like a Hydra kind of situation. I don't know. Can't tell. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe even 10 dragons that I see. Probably 9 in all honesty, because the card number is the 9, and that would make sense. And then there's like a thing in the middle, then a person standing on that. And also one of the dragons kind of look like they're wearing a like Roman kind of thing. Like a Roman helmet, I mean. Is it Roman? Greek. It's Greek or Roman, it's one of those, but it looks like that. So that kind of reminds me of war. Choices, understanding consequences, okay. Let us see. Sometimes new decks give you troubles because it's new and I've never seen this card before. And I don't really like looking at the guidebook. I like do intuitively. Okay. Fire signs, choices, understanding consequences. Okay. This may not make sense at first, so just bear with me. This is making me feel as though, like making thought process thinking out loud, because sometimes that's the only way my brain can go to one place to another. So, okay. So, fire signs, choices, understanding consequences. This is making me feel like in the Valentine's Day spirit kind of thing about love and romance, even though it's not all about romance, it's also just about love in general. It doesn't have to be romantic love for Valentine's Day. This is making me feel fire signs are going through a challenging kind of thing where they're having to make choices. They're having to do, like, they need to understand the consequences of their actions, and maybe their fire signs, they're being a little too, like, fiery. They're being a little too... don't know the right word. This one's giving me a lot of trouble. But I know what my brain's trying to say. I just don't know the words for it. You know? And consequences. Oh, this card is difficult. Okay. Choice, understanding consequences. Okay. Intuitively, this is genuinely making me feel like fire signs are going through a choice. They're going through like something that maybe feels like they're being burdened. I hate that word. And it's making you fire signs maybe act a little ambitious and too impulsive instead of like sitting down and figuring out like, okay, what are my options? What are my choices in this kind of love affair of any kind? You know, it could even be a hobby that you love or anything. That you're stuck kind of. And maybe in the relationship, if it is a relationship, or even just, you know, again, a hobby, you're being too fiery, too much. You're being, like, you've turned up the heat way too much, and the person is just like, yeeks. So you need to understand your consequences of your actions. So, like, choice in this is saying, like, understanding consequences. So you need to, like, understand your consequences and understand what's going on and understand that, like, you know, you're okay, that things aren't going horrible for you. This is giving me so much trouble because, like, what I said just kind of contradicted each other. These cards are the StarDragons Oracle deck. Stars, dragons, I guess. Oh my god, just focus on this, you piece of... There we go. Ta-da! And yes, they're very beautiful cards. They're just also dark, so even anytime I try to do this, it doesn't really do the autofocus all that well. But these cards are very beautiful and I love them. Hello! They're also new to me, so... Right now I'm arguing with this card, kinda, because the difficulty! unforeseen consequences. So, you're dealing with like a choice. You're going a little too hard. You're being a little too like passionate, too fiery, you're being too much. You've turned up the heat too much. I need you to sit down with your... You good, cat? Good girl. Pap pap. You need to sit down with yourself, understand your choices, understand your consequences of your actions, and understand that you have the choice. Act this way or act that way. And instead of impulsively going, you can sit down, go, let me think. Okay, maybe this, maybe that. And then it'll be a little better for you. This card has given me so much difficulty, but I feel like I summed it up pretty well in that last sentence. It feels like you're just being too impulsive, and you've turned up your heat way too much, fire signs. Like Sagittarius, Leo. Oh, fuck's the other one? Aries. Ha. Like, you've turned up your heat too high. You're kind of maybe going into a hypothetical war. Like, it's not a legit war, but it's like hypothetical. What's the word I'm looking for? Simile. But it's not a simile, it starts with an M. Whatever the fuck that word is. That card. I could tell, like, because that card was so difficult, that fire signs are going through. That is my cat. Krista! Oh, you're alright, I promise. You're just old and you get lost sometimes in the house. I'm not kidding, she genuinely gets lost. Okay, I feel like fire signs are going through a very, very difficult, like, confusing kind of thing, because that card gave me so much, like, what the fuck? You know? So much confusion, so much, like, well, it feels like this, but it feels like that, but it feels like this, but it feels like... So I feel like they're going through a lot of, like, choices, a lot of, like, oh my god. Like, they feel burdened. It's very... Woo! For fire signs right now, it feels like. Because that card was, like... That card was so hard to get through. Like, that took me so long. Krista, usually when I'm streaming, you can't hear her meow. Ah. Okay, so lastly is earth signs. So I'm actually gonna channel it this time because I wanted to let the cards choose this time. But since earth is last, we shall do the earth. See how these cards do with this? Please don't get me in trouble. Please don't be stubborn. Please don't be stubborn. I know that's stereotypical, but like what that other thing did, like, please don't. Okay. Oh god. Stop spinning. Cool. Okay. Spin. I got the word spin stuck in my head now. Cool. Okay. Come on. What is Valentine's Day kind of vibe for the earth signs, which is Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo? Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. Word of advice, try not to live near a church that has a freaking clock that goes bing bong every hour, and then occasionally every half hour, then occasionally every 15 minutes. It's also a school, so it has weird timing. There's a reason for it, it's not just strange. Even though it's probably just strange. Okay. Let's see like the sound of that. Then go for it. It's just annoying to me. Okay. Valentine's Day for the Earth's signs. Valentine's Day for the Earth's signs. Give me a card for the Earth signs. Oh. Okay. Just like, here's 4 cards. Okay. Let us see. Ooh, this one's really pretty. There's a fairy in it too. Vision, contemplating the future. And this one is a little brighter, so I should be able to autofocus a little better. Come on, I know I'm shaky, just... Please? 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 I know I'm shaky. This card wants to fall too. I don't want to focus for a second. God, you can see it enough, right? Ugh. It's just because I'm shaky. This does really well with autofocus. It's just I'm shaky and these cards are a little dark. Let's see. Let me turn on the light a little bit. See? There? No. Well, See, and they're glossy, so you just get that, which is irritating. I'm trying to find a compromise. The compromise is not happening. Ah! Kind of happened. I guess I'll leave that on. Even though these are glossy, which are nightmares. So, for earth signs, vision, English. A vision, so contemplating the future. I'm spinning and it is annoying me. Ooh, crunchies for the kitty cats. Okay. So it's kind of feeling as though earth signs are having more of a contemplation of like, well, will I get with someone? Will this happen? Will this happen? Will this happen? Will this happen? Instead of living in the moment. That's what this is kind of giving me the vibes of. Like you're thinking too far into the future instead of living in the present, which I do way too many times. Granted, my Venus is a Capricorn, so there's always a possibility. But this is giving me hard. You're planning too far ahead. You're hoping too far. You're going like, oh, I hope, please, 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 I hope, I wish, instead of doing what you can to allow that to happen. You know, so earth signs are very much so being not grounded for once. They're being very loosey-goosey. I want the future, I want the future, I want the future, I want the future, I want the future. Instead of being like, oh, I need to focus on the here and I need to focus on what I can do here in order to make my future better. So earth signs are very much so going through this thing where they're either with a partner or wanting to be with a partner or even a hobby or anything that you can love, granted. Because again, Valentine's Day and love in general is not always a romantic thing. Okay? So with this, it feels as though you're with like a partner or a hobby or a situation, or you're wanting to start a hobby, wanting to start a relationship, wanting to start a partnership kind of situation. And you're going, okay, well, this is what I want. Now how can I do it is what you need to do. But what you're doing is just, this is what I want. This is what I want. This is how I want to do it. This is what I want. And it's like, okay, how can you do that though? Instead of being like, well, I want this, do the actions in order to get those things. You know, like, and if you are with someone, you're planning like your wedding. You're planning like wedding, marriage, and everything like that like way too far in advance. Like maybe you've been together for like a year, so like maybe it's kind of fitting, but you're planning still too far in advance. You're planning way out here when you need to be here. Like you need to center and actually ground yourself, earth signs. You ain't grounded. You're being a little weepy woppy. All because of love. Of any kind of love. So, you know, relationship love, platonic, romantic, a hobby of some sort, like anything and everything in between. You're being too, oh, I wonder about this in the future. I could do this. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I'm planning to do this. I want to do that. I want blah, 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 blah. Instead of being, how can I do this now in order to get what I want in the future? Bing. Okay. So now I am done with my zodiac warm-up.